Hey everyone, welcome to the ranking. Here's my ranking of Sarah Michelle Gellar's movies / TV shows. Yes, I've been doing this with a lot of filmmakers and stuff, and I thought I'd do it with an actress. So I thought I'd choose Sarah Michelle Gellar. The reason is, I loved Sarah Michelle Gellar. For some reason, I loved her as a kid. When I was a kid, I used to watch all of her movies. I had the hugest crush on Sarah Michelle Gellar when I was younger. I loved watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff, and I loved watching Sarah Michelle Gellar. I loved watching her movies and stuff. Now that I got older, I just realized how many fucking terrible films she has. And I know she can be very talented and a very good actress, but my God, she's got a lot of terrible shit. And I thought I'd just rank it. I've seen everything she's played in, and I thought I'd just rank all 17 of her movies / TV shows from my least favorite to my favorite. Let's get to it. Here's my ranking of all of Sarah Michelle Gellar's movies / TV shows. Alright, coming in number 17 is Happily Never After. Happily Never After has her and her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., and he's great when it comes to animation because I love Star Wars Rebels. I love Rebels. Canon! Anyways, I'm not doing Freddie Prinze Jr., I'm doing his wife. That sounded wrong. Anyways, Happily Never After has a great concept and a great idea for a movie. All the, fairy tale stories, what if they never had their happily ever afters and stuff, and what if the villains won and everything? That's a cool concept and a cool idea. It's just utilized horribly in this movie with ugly animation, shitty characters, bad writing, zero jokes, zero heart, and just a lackluster filmmaking team. There is no good direction or good anything in this film. It has no charm, wit, has no good music. It could have been a great, funny idea if it was made in competent hands involved in this film, whether it's the writers or directors or whatever. This movie is just fucking stupid, so bad. Easily in the top 30 worst animated films I've seen. It is a shitty film, and the worst thing she's played in. Current number 16 is Simply Irresistible. I remember watching this movie when I was younger, and even when I was younger, I knew this movie was fucking ridiculous. It's a shitty romance film, basically about this girl. She kind of falls in love with this guy, all because of a spell of a magic crab. I shit you not, that's literally the plot of this movie. It is a forced romance with shitty acting, horrible story, and just utter, what? The whole movie, you're just what? Stupid movie, just a really dumb romance film that could have been cute, but just, if it was maybe executed properly, maybe had some comedy in it, but no, it's just stale acting, bad drama, bad romance, dumb idea. Coming in number 15 is The Grudge 2. The Grudge 2, thank God she's barely in this movie. It has Ariel Cabell as the lead. Really bad film. Horrible film. The first one sucked, but this one was even worse. Zero scares, zero good characters. Thank God it's only an hour and 28 minutes, so we don't have to suffer too much of it, and yeah, it's just shitty. It has a stupid ending. I get it's a remake of all the Japanese version stuff, which were just okay films anyways to begin with, but this, bad. Awful, fucking terrible, zero scares, zero anything, just shit. Coming in number 14 is Harvard Man. Harvard Man, I guess, could have worked. Sarah Michelle Gellar actually puts effort into this movie. It's Adrian Grenner. I fucking can't stand this guy. I hated him in that show Entourage. I was never a fan of that show anyways. I also hated him in just any movies in general, drive me crazy. Even his small role in The Devil Wears Prada, I can't stand him as an actor. He's just this pretty boy guy who has no personality. He's just there to look good and stuff, and that's exactly his role in this movie. I can't stand this movie. I think it lacks in drama, storytelling, and comedy. Sarah Michelle Gellar puts effort, but effort that's not needed because it's just a shit film. Code number 13 is Southland Tales. Southland Tales could have had a cool idea, cool concept, because it just goes fucking batshit out there. But again, it's not directed and executed properly, and it just comes off dumb and incompetent and everything. Story of anarchy and stuff, and it has no good action, thrills, or comedy. Sarah Michelle Gellar is awful in this film. Same as Sean William Scott and Dwayne Johnson. Everyone is absolutely wasted and just comes off convoluted, confusing, and just makes no sense. Coming in number 12 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Thank God she didn't do the sequel, but still, this movie is still not that good. It's just a generic slasher film. It's stock horror movie characters. Come on, all these people are the pretty people of the 90s. Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and none of the characters are compelling or interesting. Even the villain, what's his name, David Egan or something. He's the fisherman, and he's got the hook for the hand, and kills them all off because they hit him with the car, and they didn't save his life or anything. They didn't give him medical attention. They just left him for dead. So basically, he comes to take revenge and kill them all and stuff. It's a really dumb story. It's very ludicrous. A lot of things could have really worked for this film, and this could have been a really fun slasher film if it was just violent and gory and in your face, or it could have been an actual creepy movie if the actual killer was actually scary. It could have been an interesting character study if the characters were actually interesting, but now it's a cheesy 90s slasher film that just doesn't work. Coming number 11 is The Air I Breathe. The Air I Breathe has way too many good actors in this film, and it's a very dull and just lifeless film that just, again, it doesn't work. Some of the actors are trying, but they're trying too hard. It's got a shitty screenplay, sloppy direction, and just it's boring and forgettable and generic, and I barely remember even seeing this movie. I watched this movie a couple years ago, completely forgot about it. Coming number 10 is Scooby-Doo. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. I watched a little bit of Scooby-Doo when I was younger. I wasn't the die-hard Scooby-Doo fan, but I did watch it. I watched this movie, though. I saw this movie in theaters when it came out. And Sarah Michelle Gellar, I was excited to see her as Daphne and stuff, and yeah, it's not that good. I kind of have a soft spot because I loved it when I watched it as a kid. I watched this movie when I was about, I think I saw this in theaters when I was about 11 years old, and I kind of dug it. I dug it for what it was. It's not good. It's not at all. It's got a stupid twist with Scrappy-Doo being the villain and stuff, and it's dumb. The jokes don't work. I feel like they are all trying to be loyal with the source material. I think the beginning of the film is really good. How it cleverly satires the show, but then it just goes weird and the group breaks up and they don't feel like a team. All they do is argue and bicker at each other and stuff, and just, I don't know. I didn't think it was all that funny, and I didn't think the story was all that good. The production was okay at best, but just, I don't know. I couldn't get into this one. I liked it as a kid, but now watching as an adult, it's not good. Number 9 is The Grudge. The first Grudge movie. I give this movie one thing. Sarah Michelle Gellar is trying in this film. I feel like I say that a lot with her. She just picks fucking bad films, but she puts the effort into it. There is atmosphere at times. The story can be interesting. It's not executed properly. It's not directed properly. It's not scary. And by the end of the day, you just don't give a shit about what's happening. The ending is really stupid. The kills are really stupid. The characters are all really stock characters, except for the lead, Sarah Michelle Gellar. But even she's not really written properly. It's not a good horror movie. I know there's people that have a big soft spot for The Grudge, but I'm definitely not one of them. I don't think it's good. Number 8 is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. I think this one is actually superior to the first one. This one is written by James Gunn, but it's also directed by Raja Gosnell and stuff. And Raja Gosnell cannot direct a movie to save his fucking life. He can't direct a good movie ever. This movie does have a lot better jokes than the first one, and they do feel more like a team in this one, which I give it that. The production is much better in this one as well, so I give it that. There is some funny stuff in the movie, and I feel like they were trying more with this film. But again, there is, like I said, there was funny jokes, but there's also really fucking lame and juvenile jokes in this film. The twist is stupid. You could see it coming a mile away. Right when the movie begins, you know who the bad person is and stuff, and it's ridiculous and stuff. It still doesn't work. It's a very dated film, and just, it might be a fun film for like the kids to watch stuff, but does it work for adults and kids? By no means, no. Like, it's a fun, maybe silly film to put it on for your kids, but as a film itself, it does not work. Code number 7 is Ringer. Ringer is a CW show that had a good potential to be a good show. The idea and concept was really good, but actually the problem with the show was Sarah Michelle Gellar herself was the problem with the show. I didn't think she gave a good performance. She's playing 2 different roles with 2 very different personalities and stuff, and kind of like Tatiana Maslany, like, she's so good in Orphan Black. Every character is a distinct character to this one. You couldn't tell which one is which because they all act the same. It's a very bland performance. The idea and concept and premise of the show could have really worked, but I think Sarah Michelle Gellar this time, even though she's like the best in a lot of her bad movies, this one, it could have been a good show, but she's the one that was really bringing it down with her pretty kind of bland and mediocre performance, so that's kind of sad for the showrunner. But yeah, I got canceled off the first season. I completely understand why, because honestly, she kind of let it down, and there was also some writing issues and stuff, and things that were convoluted and make no sense. But I think the show could have worked, but maybe without Sarah Michelle Gellar. Coming in number 6 is TMNT. Yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar plays April O'Neil, and she's actually really good in this movie. This movie actually isn't half bad. For a Ninja Turtles movie, it's perfectly serviceable. I don't love this movie. It's definitely not as good as the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie or Secret of the Ooze. Ninja, go, ninja, go. This one's fine. It's way better than the stupid CGI fucking Ninja Turtles movies that we're getting now. And yeah, it has Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's good. Chris Evans. It's got Mako, Kevin Smith. A lot of good actors in this movie. And yeah, it's fine. Coming in number 5 is Cruel Intentions. Cruel Intentions came out in 1989, 2000s-ish. I loved this movie when it first came out. I thought this was a great movie, really darkly comedic film and stuff. And I had no idea that it was actually based off of the book Dangerous Liaisons and the movie Dangerous Liaisons, a better novel and a better movie. And yeah, this movie, again, I really enjoyed it when I was younger, but now it doesn't really hold up. What still holds up is Sarah Michelle Gellar. She is absolutely fantastic. She is a despicable, unlikable bitch in this movie. She does it very, very good. Ryan Phillippe at times gives a good performance, but at times he comes off a bit whiny and a bit bland and stuff. Reese Witherspoon and Sean Patrick Thomas weren't that great. Selma Blair was really funny. She had a lot of good dark humor in this film. And the film is fine. It's not that great. When I was younger, I loved this movie, but now, when I get older, I can see a lot of the issues and the pacing issues, and some of the comedy doesn't work, and some of it is a bit dated, and honestly, it's still perfectly fine. I know, again, there's a big fan base for it, which is cool, but Digital Liaisons is just way better. Coming in number 4 is Suburban Girl. Suburban Girl I just watched the other week with my sister, and honestly, it's actually a pretty good movie. It's actually pretty lighthearted and comedic. Sarah Michelle Gellar is enjoyable. Alec Baldwin is enjoyable. It's a simple story. It's cliched. It's predictable. It's formulaic. But for what it is, it's a fun, good time to watch. It's a fun one-time watch, fun, lighthearted film to watch. It was enjoyable for what it was, and yeah, it was good. Coming in number 3 is The Crazy Ones. Just The Crazy Ones, unfortunately, got canceled after the first season because of the death of Robin Williams, which is really sad because I love Robin Williams and I loved him in this show. I thought this was a very underrated show and stuff, and I love a show about the business world and stuff, especially a comedic side of it. And Sarah Michelle Gellar and Robin Williams are both really great as this father and daughter, and their relationship and their chemistry is spot on. She was great in this movie. Robin Williams was great in this movie. There were some really funny side characters. I know this movie was sort of panned by critics, but I actually kind of really liked this series, and I kind of wanted to know where it was going and stuff. Unfortunately, we won't find out, but still, for what we got, I thought The Crazy Ones was a pretty underrated show. Coming in number 2 is Scream 2. Scream 2, she is barely in. She's the character Cece, and honestly, the scene she is in, though, she is very good. Like, my favorite scene in all the Scream films, the horror class topic, or the film class topic, was when they talk about sequels and stuff, and I love that scene. She's great in that scene. And of course, her famous scene, "Do you want to die tonight, Cece?" Omega Beta Zeta. So good. She's great in this, even though she's just there to be a victim for the killer and stuff. She does a good job, and I just really love this movie in general. I love Scream 2. It's my favorite Scream sequel. It's actually part of my favorite Scream movie, and I just love this movie, but she is still good in it. And my number 1 favorite Sarah Michelle Gellar movie/TV show is, of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's so good. It's campy, it's action-packed, it's fantastic, it's funny, it's just so good. I love all these characters. I love Buffy Summers, I love Willow, Xander, Rupert Giles, Angel, Spike's my favorite character. Just so many great stuff, great villains, great action sequences, great practical effects, and the makeup and production look really good, and it's just a fun and utter blast to watch. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's easily the best thing Sarah Michelle Gellar has ever done, and yeah, it's amazing. It's Buffy. So yeah, that's my ranking of all of Sarah Michelle Gellar's movie/TV shows in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me what is your favorite Sarah Michelle Gellar movie slash TV show, and what is your least favorite? I'd say do a ranking, but I doubt you've seen everything she's played in. Not everyone's like me, but still, if you have, give a ranking. But anyways, give me thoughts and opinions, favorite, least favorite, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.